Okay, very warmly welcome to my class on Zoom, and also we are live on Facebook. And this class is in continuity of our online study series on consciousness. Um, what is a consciousness? What things deeply we can understand about consciousness, its level, and how it has been evolved. So it's a very comprehensive and very thoughtful topic for deep thinkers, for people who wants to grow and enrich their life organically, and who wants to know about the truth of this world, and for those people who wants to be pure. So it has many dimensions. So I'm Maratib Alishad. I'm your host, and we are in week number 8 in this study of consciousness. Just very briefly, that first week in the beginning, we learned about having, doing, and idea of being. Um, then we did learn how we uh, are different from survival mode to have a love mode as a human being. And then we did discuss about how our consciousness is built in with human body, and how we have been evolved from thousands of thousand years before till today in a modern age. And then last couple of weeks we did learn about 7 discoveries, or 7 sector or 7 areas of our life where we can know about what um, uh, how we can identify or realize consciousness. Because consciousness is not a solid thing. Consciousness is not a physical object like this mobile phone I have. I can witness that. Oh, look, this is a mobile phone, and this is the shape, and it has these features, and blah blah blah. So, but consciousness we cannot see, we cannot hear, but only we can realize, only we can feel from my body, no, from my soul. And that's why it's very thoughtful. Okay, and that is the only truth exists in this world. So that's in this capacity, it is a mind boggling topic, because this is the highest teaching which you can know. And and so, and today we are going to learn in week 8 the truth about intentions. Mm. And then cause and effect, and a little bit touch with the I or myself, who I am. Is very again deep topic, and couple of readings. I have around 7, 8, I think 5, 10 paragraphs. Uh, if we could not cover all today, then I will take it to the next week, and then we can go from there. So, once again, welcome, and let's start our today's uh, class. So, what does it mean, and how we can relate the intention? And what does it mean by intention? What is intention actually? Anybody can tell. You can put your comment below that what is meaning by when I say I have a positive intentions, or I have um, he or she does not have a true intentions to do that thing. What does it mean by intentions? Jenny, any idea?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, intentions. What does it mean by intention? How do you know? I mean, when you say intention, what you have it have a thought about intention?
Well,
Intention, yeah.
intentions are a great thing, but if they're not backed by action, then they're useless. It reminds me of something my dad always said. He would say, "Be careful of people with good intentions." And
Okay.
what he meant by that was a lot of people have good intentions, but if you don't follow through with those intentions, then they just that's where it ends. But
I
intentions
see.
are good things. That's a beginning to, if you're going to back it up, what you're going to do.
Oh yeah, that is the here's go. That's a I mean, it's a universal understanding about intention. That intention is the intention to do something, and after intention you do something. Okay, you you take action physically. You further your intention, take your thoughts into the next stage to get some meaningful sentence, uh, or if you have intention to write, then your intention start to write a paragraph or full article or a book. So that intention is behind every action sometime. Yeah. Um, but here is something secret I'm going to tell you. I mean, I'm not going to tell you. The writer of this book is going to tell you, Dr. David Hawkin. I'm just speaking on his behalf. I'm also learning, so these are not my own creation, my own creativity. It is a writer who has written in the book. So I'm just sharing with you. So the beauty of intention. What does it mean? The intention in conscious perspective. It's a mind blowing. Intention is something which you do not do deliberately. You intentions um, comes from your infinite field of consciousness, infinite um, universe, infinite energy, infinite um, world, infinite divinity. Intention does not generate in your mind. The intention does not come in your brain. Intention does not something you do yourself. Huh? How do you say? For example, if I'm taking any initiative, Marathi, what are you talking about? You're talking about that my intention is not initiated by myself? How you can say? I have started so many projects and things in my life, and I took an initiative, and that was a reflection of my intention to do that thing. How do you say that I did not, I mean, I did not create or do I mean, I don't have my intention, or I didn't had my intention. Of course, it was for me. Does it make any sense that where I'm coming from, that our own ordinary mind cannot live without intentions to take credit of? We always take intention as my own intention. It is something which is caused by myself, and I take the credit. I, Marathi, Jenny, I take the credit of this. And then I say, oh, I'm very proud of that. I had a good attention and I finished this project and blah blah blah. And that is the biggest deception which we are in right now. And majority of people, 95% people of this world, we are decepted by this very paradigm that our intentions are created by me, not you. Mm. Intentions are something which comes to you through your brain, and your body acts on this. But you do not generate, you do not create, you do not respond, or you are not responsible to having intention. It is a divine phenomena which comes to you. Only problem is your ego inside you claim that he did it, she did it. That is, and that's whole life you try to deceive yourself, and you take pride of it, you take advantage of it, and how you never be a happy, even you finish any project. I'm not talking about the ordinary happiness. I'm talking about the true happiness which make you in feel. That's why we even make millions of dollars or pounds, but we still not happy. We are not in peace. We always feel restless. We may buy or construct 100 towers, 100 stories building, a big engineering work, or a big mega projects I can do, but I'm still not happy, the way I should be. Why it is? Because I take the credit of my intentions to me. So it is something to me or my company or my organization. And that is the failure of mankind. That is the bullshit any human can do. And therefore, because it's not the reality, that's why people are not happy. Many big millionaires, they end their life by suicide. They end their life by feeling too much boring. They end their life, or they are in some sort of weird activities because of this deception. So what does it mean? That because we are not admitting that these my attentions are from outside, from infinite field of energy, from from our consciousness. That's why I start to uh, be clever, and I take the credit. My ego is going to take credit, and my ego is portrait and plotting a whole uh, deceptive world around me, and I am living in that deceptive world. So, in other words, that my all uh, any project or success is because of me. Okay, it has been caused by me, and this today's class is going to inform you, remind you, shocking you, shaking you that not it's not right. And we will give you the example, and it will be eye-opening. Do you want to know that why it is, why your intention does not belongs to you? Okay, that we are going to learn. Okay, and the idea behind this very fake, deceptive thoughts and paradigm is that uh, that cause and effect, that something has effect after a cause. And I have done something, it means I have a cause, I'm the cause. And that is the biggest lie which we can speak. Let's try to reveal or seek some truth. Okay. And let's start our reading for today and see why we are going to deceive myself. And what is more importantly, what is truth actually? What the Jesus Christ wanted to tell me. Why my teachers, my parents, my society, my politician, my educators, they lied me. They tried to deceive me because they were deceived by their own egos. Why they did not tell you that um, the thing which the Jesus Christ is told the world to do? Why? That's we are going to do. So let's try to read, and we'll see how we will take it. So I would request my colleague Jenny if she can start reading.
Intention, evolving beyond casualty. The sincere seeker needs to know only a few things. Merely to hear or read them already begins the process. The most important thing to know is that everything is happening of its own. Nothing is being caused by anything. All phenomena are the automatic consequence of the infinite field. The field is one of infinite, invisible, omnipotent power. It is all-encompassing, like a giant electromagnetic field, with no beginning and no end in space or in time, forever and always present. Its presence is exquisitely gentle and exquisitely powerful. Its power is such that all potentiality is activated to become an actuality.
Excellent reading. Now, let's come back where I was starting this class about that why my tensions does not belongs to me, and why I am deceiving myself continuously, that I did it. Okay. I give you a very example, and that example will reveal some of the things which will come later. Yeah, because we have a couple of other readings. So now the next paragraph, I can read it. He's saying that from a state of pure consciousness, one witnesses that all things are happening spontaneously by virtue of infinite power or field of divinity. Okay. Everything is happening in and of its own nature as a consequence of that which is not which it is, not as a consequence of that which it does, which implies the duality of a doer in the action. What the world considers evolution is actually the witnessing of creation, which is continuous. It's a very important quote he's coming. The unmanifest becomes manifest by divine providence as the totality of creation, which emerges effortlessly. Within the field, potentiality is actualized by intention. Therefore, each thing comes forth manifesting its karmic inheritance. Its karma is its innate potential. And when conditions are appropriate, then the potentiality becomes an actuality in and of itself as a consequence of infinite power of the world, a power of the field. Okay, now I know it's quite philosophically, and but when I was preparing this thing, every line every line of this paragraph was revealing a secret on me. Now I can presume that not every reader or watcher or listener can have the same feeling which I was feeling personally. However, I will try to elaborate some of the things, okay? Because remember, this is a subjective content which has all meaning with your feelings, how you are feeling, with the help of sentences, with the proficiency in the languages, what you are reading. Yeah, so let me continue further, and then I will explain all together with the connection. Okay, so yeah, that I would ask Jenny if you can read this, please.
The field is so powerful that if one continuously holds the thought, it will emerge. Otherwise, no one would become enlightened. Therefore, intention is all powerful. The ego is very clever. As a potentiality begins to manifest, it takes credit for it. If one takes a pair of scissors and cuts the stem of the apple, the ego thinks it made the apple drop to the ground. The ego ignores gravity, but that is how all things are happening, automatically like gravity. There's no inner separate personal self causing anything to happen. Just like people are not aware of gravity, without which we would all fall off the globe. Similarly, people are not aware of divinity as an infinite field of power without which existence is not possible.
Excellent. It's a great reading. Amazing. Now, let's try to understand so far the last 3 paragraphs we read. And I need your attentions very, very attentively. Now, let's say it's a eraser. Yeah, we erase something, or it's an object. Okay, just consider it's an object. Okay. Now, it is in my hand, right? Yeah, it is in my hand. Okay, and if I drop it, it will drop. Okay, and for example, if I cut into 2 pieces with the scissor, okay, then it will cut into 2 scissor, into 2 pieces, then all 2 pieces will fall down. Oh, okay, like this, like this. So it always goes down to the earth, okay? Now imagine what is trick inside this action and what I'm trying to do. Now the human mind is so innocent and clever at the same time that human mind or human being will try to teach someone that he did this, that he has this object and is going down, okay, and is his or her trick, okay. But is that a trick? He did himself or herself? No, of course, because we know that we know the science. We know through the science that it is going down because of the gravity. There is a gravitational law, and as a science student, we know that all things goes in towards the center of Earth, right? But my ego will take credit of it and will try to say that I'm doing it. I'm doing it. This thing is going down, or anything going down. Look, it is not going up. It is going down. It is not going left. It is not going right. It is only going down. It is falling down. And that is my trick. But you can imagine that that's lie, or that's super naiveness is not my, I cannot take this credit. This is the credit of gravity. Gravity is pulling it down. Gravity is taking it down to the Earth's center. It's not my credit. Exactly same. Anything which we start, we take the credit of ourselves. Actually, it is not. The same thing, like a gravity takes the advantage of anything which is falling down. It goes to the gravity. The credit goes to the gravity. It is because of the gravitational law, which is discovered by Newton, okay, in 15th century, when he saw the apple is falling down. Why apple did not go up? It's a very famous incident we know as a science student. The same thing, when I do something in my reality, in my real world, that is also because of not me, because of infinite energy around me. It is because of infinite electromagnetic forces around me. For example, if I'm walking, look, I'm walking now. Just maybe I'm looking funny, but just I'm pretending that I'm walking. Okay. Now, am I walking? Do you think that I'm walking myself, or it is because of something else? For example, and you know that why what I'm talking about. For example, Javeria or Jenny or Maratip, I just start. I'm standing up, okay, and I'm taking a couple of steps. Okay, what is the catch? You think that you took 3 steps, 5 steps, 10 steps, footstep, okay, and you did it. But you know that if you know about science, that every step we are taking is because of, again, gravity. It's not my own. Gravity, gravity is pulling me down, and that in such a sequential way, such a systematic way, that I am walking. Walking is because of gravity. If there is no gravity, we cannot walk. Like in a space. In space, you cannot walk because there is no gravity. So gravity is been pulling me down, and that is making me uh, walk. Like I pushing, and also it is because of the Newton's third law of motion, that every action has a reaction. So when I push back, push down my foot towards ground, the earth react me, gravity react me, and I just start to walk. But there is nothing which I did. That's the nature is giving me. Nature is, there is a nature and natural laws behind or around me, which making me walk, which making me run, which making me move. And my ego, my stupid ego, my innocent ego, my naive ego is taking a credit and saying, I am walking, I am running, I am. No, no. You could take the credit when there was no gravity and then you are walking. And if there is no gravity and then you are running, then I can say, yes, it is your credit. So that's how we are deceiving ourselves in most of the matter in our life and take the credit. And this is a very tiny example which Dr. David Hawkin, we are going to learn it. And that's the hundreds of examples we can take from our life, and we can see it how deceiving we are to ourselves. And we are taking a credit, and we are leverage and making my ego more stronger and more stronger. And that's why we don't want to die, because my ego is such a strong now. I don't want to die, because death is actually the death of your ego. And when you die, then you die very painfully. When you die, then you die very painfully, and that pain, you want to avoid it, you see. And now this such thing I can tell you from another example, okay? And that example is very important. Okay, before I give you an example from this book, I want to share a quick story from, we will read that story. Quick incident, a small incident, is a mind-blowing incident which Dr. David Hawkin, when he was 16 years old, he revealed that incident in his life. And from this small event, he found a mega and biggest secret of the life, or secret of the universe, which we are talking about here. He said one day he was driving the car, and suddenly there a rabbit pops up rabbit come in front of the car. And what happens? He has to brake immediately. Immediately brake. Of course, because to save the rabbit, isn't it? Now this story and this incident happened. Now look at from an ordinary person eye. What will happen, Jenny? What will happen, Javeria? An ordinary person will say, oh, oh, I saved rabbit life. Oh,
Yes, and they will tell this all this to that oh my god, I do this.
yeah. So I will try to give a credit to be, oh, I saved, and I will feel a little bit proud. Oh, I saved the rabbit. Okay. But do you know that how foolish you are perceiving? You didn't do this. You did not save the rabbit. And what happened? Actually, in ultimate reality, intentions, your intention, which is beyond of your mind, these attention save the rabbit. And what happened? These attentions were before you push the brake of the car when you saw the rabbit. And that's actually happened. What does it mean? Can you try to explain, Marathi? Okay, I can explain it. Now, when I was driving the car, okay, and my intentions were very precaution, my attention is very, that I need to do safe driving. These attentions are within my soul that I need to drive politely, safely, okay? And immediately when you saw the rabbit was in front of my car, I pushed the brake. Now, before pushing the brake, basically my intentions, because of the intention was flowing from my infinite world, that intention allow my body to push the foot towards the brake harder, and then my car stopped. Now you save the rabbit, or intention save the rabbit? From ordinary eye, I will say I save the rabbit, Marathi save the rabbit. No, your intention save the rabbit. And where intentions come from? Intentions are impersonal. Intentions are non-personal. Intentions are divine phenomena which was running in every person. And that intention saved the rabbit actually. Because you are what is called packet of ego and human of ego. As soon it push the brake, the ego start to provoke from you and say, I saved the rabbit. You see, I saved the rabbit. And because you want to, and you will self-talk with your, thanks. No, you didn't do. Your divine power saved the rabbit. Your God saved the rabbit. Your consciousness energy saved the rabbit, which you were carrying. Even you don't admit. It does not mean that you don't know the God does not exist. It does not mean that you don't know there are divine power or infinite energy around you, and it does not exist. If you think that it does not exist, it does not mean that it does not exist. It does exist, whether you believe or not, whether you it's a part of your faith or not, whether it was revealed or not. It is the fact that there was and there is infinite energy around you, infinite field of consciousness around you, infinite um, um, divine power around you, and that is saving you every time. That is giving you and growing you in the life. That is helping you to earn money, and that is helping you and healing you from the surgery. That is helping you and passing through the examination paper. That is helping you and keeping you to challenges, to maintain the challenges of your and life. And these all things are doing, but you are taking the credit of everything which you are achieving, and that is the biggest, what I say, wrong which you are doing, because you are not admitting the truth. And everything in your life, you are taking the credit of this. You are not giving that credit to God. You are not giving that credit to the universe or consciousness. You taking that credit, and that is your ego. And that's why you are scared of the death, because once you die, you will not take off credit of this thing of the life. And that's why you are such a dumb. And that is basically, I'm talking about human being, ordinary human being. And that's is the incident which we can read in our book. So let's read it here. Now, I would ask Jenny if you can continue this and next paragraph, and then next Javeria can read.
Intentions come out of the etheric body, not from the ego mind, which the Newtonian paradigm of casualty would have you believe. The moment has already happened by the time you decide you're going to move. I discovered that reality at age 16 when a rabbit ran in front of the car. The foot instantly braked the car, and I caught my ego claiming credit for that. The ego was thinking I put the brake on to save the rabbit's life.
Yeah, continue, please.
No, the brake was already on before the mind could mentally process it. It takes 0.0001 second, 1/10,000th of a second, for the experiencer core of the ego to move from the phenomena to the subjective readout. The ego is the tape monitor, which is recorded 1/10 of a second after the reality has happened. So perception is 1/10 of a second behind what the essence is. It is a shock when the ego's monitoring stops and the awareness and the experiencing are simultaneous. Perception, therefore, is personally motivated and selective. In contrast, essence is the impersonal witnessing of the totality. It registers everything, but it does so passively, not by seeking or searching it out.
Excellent. It's a great reading. Now you see that we must pursue and searching for essence, that not for the perception. The person who was driving the car and he saved the rabbit. Actually, it was his perception as a human being. Okay. But remember, we are not human being. We are a spiritual being, and we are disguised in a human being. But reality is whatever you are experiencing as a spiritual being. And what happens when I was driving it and I saw the rabbit in front of my car, being a human, immediately my ego overcome on me and started to take credit and neglect or ignore the God or divinity behind my action. Okay. But if I was fully aware that I'm a spiritual being, then look at when I push the brake, then I will immediately give the credit to my God, immediately give the credit to my divinity or my consciousness, and which was in result of my intention. And my intention basically is a essence. So here, Dr. David Hawkin is talking about essence. Okay. Talking about the essence. One second. So Okay, so here the catch that the perception we need to avoid all the time. Whatever we are perceiving based on my five senses, I should not believe on straight away. I must pursue my essence of my perception, which is the truth actually. So if anybody who wants to go for truth must go for essence of that perception, what he had. Never follow your perception. And that is the biggest secret we can take it here. Now it's the last paragraph for this context. So I would ask Javeria, if you can read it, please.
Yes. Um, for the sake of the right brain, when learned by familiarity and circling back its brain, it bears repeating that one needs to know only one thing. All is happening of its own by divine ordination or ordination as the and as the un, unmanifest and unmanifest becomes manifest and manifest in and of itself become because of the infinite power of the field of divinity and for no other reason. What happened is that the mind in 1/10,000th of a second quickly claimed that it was the author of the action. If one is strictly and radically honest, and which is beyond of capacity of most people, one would somehow be able to beat that 1,000th of a second is completely surrounded uh, to the reality that all things happen by divine providence, yes, by the will of God and not for any other person, any other reason. And the only opponent to the understanding is the ego. The ego's job is to claim. The ego's job is to claim to be God, and it does it. It will after a millennia of biological evolution.
Thank you. It's a great reading, Javeria. Thank you. So you see that our ego is acting like God. And Dr. David Hawkin is mentioning here
It's 14
that
hours.
opposite of our intention, opposite of our essence of perception is ego. And that ego is acting like a God. And we always take credit of this. You know, the many arrogant people or egoistic people, whatever they do in a life, they start to take credit, and they start to own and own it. They start to take self in, I mean, their ego start to take advantage of this, and they build their empire of arrogance. And that's why the philosophy of narcissist also came in literature, in civilization, that many people and nations, or the group, and not the nation, a group of people, they have narcissist um, tendency, and that narcissist tendency that they are out of God. They don't believe that there is invisible world exists outside them, outside their five senses of uh, uh, eyes, listening, tasting, and mind. So because of they don't believe on, that's why anything what they're doing, they basically take their own, and also they do not avoid to destroy other nations. Uh, the best example is Hitler. Uh, who killed millions of Jews and other people, uh, and also many nations in the world who brought the war, First World War, Second World War. Basically, the wars and the warfares and battlefield, that is always because of the fact that they think that their attack on other nation um, is because of their own survival, and they can only save themselves, and they basically create opposition, opponent. So for example, the China has a big uh, enmity with America, or South Korea has a big enmity with, North Korea with America, or let's say the Pakistan has a big enmity with India. Any enmity, what they do, they both parties and nation or countries, they start to build their collective ego, and the collective ego act within them like a god, and they think that what they have, uh, they are rich of, they are getting weapons, missile, militarily development, all because of them. And therefore, they have a right to save themselves, and not only save them, they can attack on the other rivals, on their rivals. And that's why they start to uh, go for the war for the name of the peace. Um, and that's is the dilemma, tragedy of the world, because we are beyond spiritual world, and we do not want to admit the reality. And since we have made our egos as a nation to our ego as a collective, to collective ego as a nation, therefore we do not hesitate to attack on other nation. And that's why our world is on a very dangerous point, where we have thousands atomic bomb, millions of destructive um, mass destruction material with every nation, or most of the nation. Therefore, we are destroying ourselves, and that's it. Uh, so uh, the bottom line of this thing which we learned so far, that there is no cause and effect in our universe. Our universe was eternal. Our universe with infinite truth, with infinite energy, is flowing, is going on, and we need to meet with them. We need to align with that energy. Okay, there is no cause and effect. Nobody has created something, and nobody has claiming to becoming a god. Okay, the god is someone who is behind this infinite world, who is behind this infinite electromagnetic, um, unlimited galaxy-based world. That who is behind that is a God. But here we are not about the God. I'm talking about on a very simple level, on a very small scale. As a human being, I start to take advantage. I start to take credit of everything. I do not go for essence. I do not want to go for essence, because essence is the spirituality behind every physical phenomena. And that is I don't want to see, because my teacher, my world, my politician, my media never taught me about the spiritual world. Therefore, I believe on physical world, and that physical world has leverage and built and developed an immense ego within me, and that ego is acting like a god within me, and I'm a god of my world. and I can do anything, and nobody can stop me. I am not bound of any laws and rules, and that's why I am narcissist. I'm a self-lover. I can do anything, and that's the way how we are treating ourselves. So, how does it sound? What are your views on this important secret which we just revealed, which we just know about? You can put the comment below, and we will continue for next topic next week. So I would ask any question about your reviews or comment about the example uh, of the car driver, and when David Hawkins stopped his car to save the rabbit. Does it resonate you? You can put the comment below, or it resonates me a lot, and it helped me to know about that intentions are such a important phenomena. The intentions, I cannot claim that these are my intention, because intentions are coming direct from your divine power. And then if everything is done by intention, and the intention does not belong me, therefore I cannot take the credit of everything. Okay. And that is the big catch we can take it. So how does it make you, Jenny? Are you convinced with Dr. David Hawkin, or you have some different thoughts about?
Well, it's very thought provoking. I just
Yeah.
take it into consideration and basically just learn everything that he has to say. And
Yeah.
I love this book. It's a great book.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially when he talks about gravity, that like everything goes down, goes fall down. And we don't do this, but we always take credit that we are running, we are walking. And if that gravity does not happen, it does not, our world does not have, then we never be walking on this planet. Even will not be existing here. But every time we take credit of this, I mean, we tricked not only ourselves, we tricked other. And that's why my parents, my teacher, my society, my politician, my media, my celebrities, they never talk about this fact, because of course they build on their own egos. And if they will discuss this, if they will reveal it to you this, it means they have to admit, they don't have to admit that all things they have is because of not them, it is because of their intention which they received from the consciousness, or their any form of God if they believe on. But because they don't want to say that, they want to praise themselves, and they said, oh, look, this is because of me. Look, I did this marvelously because of this. That's why it multiplies million times to the society, and we copy them. And that's why everybody almost is not happy, because our this um, habit of own, that we own everything. um, and For example, um, I remember I had a very big fever. Big fever means very intense fever. I thought it has a COVID or COVID type of feeling. And then I took some Panadol or anti-painkiller, painkillers. And then after 2-3 hours, I felt I'm okay. I'm getting good. And after 10 hours, I said, oh, I'm very well now. And then I had a thought that how, oh wow, I'm very smart. I fixed it myself. I fixed my any upcoming illness myself because of my mind, because of I took Panadol, uh, these type of painkiller, and later then I start to life on myself that I start to take credit of this how foolish I was because uh, I I didn't do anything. Everything is going automatically. Look, I knew that this a Panadol. I took 2 Panadol tablets and I drink the water, and everything is going automatically within my stomach. My stomach that divided and that took the positive things from my tablet inside my tummy, and it all energies and all healing part was going automatically, and I do not have control on my body, and still I'm taking a credit that I fixed myself, I healed myself. How naive I am, how innocent I am. Uh, and that's happened, and hundreds of things happen in our life. And if we go in essence of any doing what we do, we will amaze that we never did it. We cannot do this. Imagine if you are a parent and you gave a birth to a child as a dad or mom. I mean, can you imagine that you will conceive a baby inside you? You are making that baby inside your tummy, and it is it is lying in your tummy for 9 months, and then how sneakily, how secretly it comes out. Can you believe that all things you are doing? Never. It is some divine power who is with you and who is doing all these things. And if your humbleness, if your humility allow you to thank or gratitude to your God or divine power, and that's awesome. But look, if you are saying that, oh, you are giving a birth to baby, and you created this mechanism of looking after a baby, providing the food to the baby, and when the sperm and the eggs meet all together and they start to uh, grow into the fetus, and then the fetus go into the biggest big baby, and then eyes start to come, then ears start to come, and then it develops the human organ. Are you doing this? Are you doing this? You can't believe that you can do this, but it happens spontaneously, automatically. The majority things, or 99% things in our life, it happens automatically. Okay, we do not need to claim it. That is the sign. That is the lesson which we can take from today. I hope it is becoming a long session. So I will stop it here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any thought, then you can leave your comment. Um, Otherwise, I will come with the next topic in the same study of consciousness next week. And thank you so much for your joining. I'll see you next week, next Sunday.
Wait, I want to share because it was amazing, and I believe if anyone will join this class and consistently, regularly, if a person will attend this class, then he or she must become such a nice and grateful person who thanks to God for each and everything, and so many blessings we have, and we don't know about those things, those all things, as we learn, as I learned today, that as the person who stopped the car, you told about the story. I joined late, but I learned that these all intentions are blessings for us, which God grant us. These are just blessings, great blessings to us, because most of the persons in this world, they have no this sense of consciousness, how they can sense means all these things. And so thankful to God that we are
Yeah,
He grant us this sense to check the things what which are happening around us. And thanks to you as well.
no, you're very welcome. So, yeah, absolutely. It is our biggest secret, and everyone should know about that. Our 99% of actions are automatic, and it is from God, Allah. Um, and But we should not take credit it. It all belongs to Allah or God, and that is the truest faith anybody can have. But the problem is we start to take our own this that I did it. But that's lie we are talking with you, telling us from whole life. Um, and that is our arrogance that we don't want to admit the truth. And that's why, but still, God or Allah, He is forgiving us continuously, um, because it is His attribute of forgiveness. And but we, as a devotee, we are as a truth seeker, we must admit that my all things belongs to God, and who is the truly and only doer uh, of this planet of with my life. Thank you very much, and see you next Sunday with the same time with the same new topic on consciousness. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.